catch on the course with your mother and kill your father!
No, I'm not.
A few moments later. 12 seconds later.
Caliban, go get my wood. Oh my gosh, he is so ugly. You're lucky I saved you from his mother.
Yes, I am, Master.
I'm leaving you, Torvald. You don't respect me at all.
Nora, think of our children.
I don't care. I want to be myself, but you stopped me from doing that.
But Nora!
Goodbye.
God exists.
God exists!
Maybe.
What in the Lord's name did you say to me, you little heretic? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in ministry school. I have over 300 confirmed conversions.
The uncivilized man in his natural habitat.
Can't you see how savage this man is?
I wish I was a man so I could help you, Father.
I wish you were too. I need a man to take over when I'm gone.
I'll do it, Father.
You're not a man.
Fine. I'll go to church then.
Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife.
Good evening, America.
And thank you for tuning into
Sputnik Spyglass World News.
We hope you've enjoyed the program tonight, and we have something very special for you today.
We're going to explain what each of the programs meant.
The first scene is from the Greek tragedy named Oedipus Rex.
The relationship between Oedipus and Laius was a big part of the story in Oedipus. The culture at the time period that Oedipus took place in said that he should have killed Laius, because Laius was being a jerk at the intersection. He was bossing Oedipus around, and he was prancing about like he owned the place. Although little did Oedipus know that he really was a king, so he was justified in his actions. However, Oedipus still killed him because he believed that's what he should have done. The culture also affected the relationships between Oedipus and Jocasta. The culture told Oedipus to marry Jocasta. Since he was going to become king, because he killed the Sphinx, he needed to marry the queen, who was Jocasta. It made sense at the time, because he did not know Jocasta was his mother, and he had no way of figuring that out until the very end of the story. Finally, the culture in the story told him to blind himself at the end of the story. Since he killed his father and married his mother, he needed to do something to punish himself for doing those things. Killing his father brought an evil plague to the land, so he needed to be punished for doing that to bring peace to the land. By blinding himself, he cut off his relationship with everyone, and he lived alone for the rest of his life.
Next, we have The Tempest by famous playwright Shakespeare.
Prospero has slaves because the culture he comes from allows it. The relationship between Prospero and Ariel and Prospero and Caliban are very different because of the way the culture affects them. Prospero treats Caliban as a slave, since Caliban is different from everyone else. The other culture says to treat him differently. Prospero treats Ariel as a slave as well. However, Ariel is different in another way. Unlike Caliban, Ariel appreciates Prospero for freeing him. Caliban, on the other hand, believes that he owns the island and wants Prospero to leave, along with all the other people on the island. One of the reasons why Prospero treats Caliban as a savage rather than as a servant is because of the way he looks. This is exemplified, actually, in the clip that we decided to make. Right after Prospero gives him a command, he talks to Ariel and calls Caliban ugly. On the other hand, Prospero doesn't mention anything about how Ariel looks because their relationship is actually much tighter.
The next scene was from a Norwegian play named A Doll's House.
Nora is treated with little respect because in the Victorian era, women were seen as lower than men.
Nora feels like she isn't treated right in A Doll's House because of the culture at the time in which many women were oppressed.
The women at the time were in charge of taking care of the babies, and this is one of the reasons why Torvald mentions the kids during her departure.
Next, a French play about religion named Tartuffe.
In Tartuffe, Victorian values are exposed, such as respecting the elders. Like for example, the scene we filmed, Elmire says maybe while Madame Purnell goes on a rant about religion. Madame Purnell is able to do this without being criticized by anyone because she's an elder compared to Elmire. This is an example of how culture affects their relationships.
The scene that was played after that was called The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad.
In Heart of Darkness, there are many cultural relationships between the natives and the whites. The whites believe that they are superior to the natives in every way possible, so they treated the natives very badly because of that. The whites believe this because of a concept they created called social Darwinism. Social Darwinism basically says that different cultures are higher evolved than other cultures, so that whites are better than the natives because they had better technology and they were able to conquer the natives more easily. However, this is not true. The natives really weren't inferior than the whites. They had very functional societies and states. They were doing fine before the whites came, and they did way worse after the whites came and conquered them. However, the natives believed that the whites were gods because of their technology and their capacity to take them over, so they kind of worshipped the whites.
And finally, a story about the Igbo tribe. Things Fall Apart.
In Things Fall Apart, Okonkwo's culture influences his relationship with his daughter and son because in his culture, men are supposed to act more masculine or traditionally masculine, and women are supposed to act more feminine because his son acts what is viewed as feminine and his daughter acts as what is viewed as masculine in their culture.
All of these stories exemplify how culture impacts personal relationships.
Thanks for watching, America. Good night.
You're gonna have sexual intercourse with your mom and you're gonna...
Alright, that works. And then we need to stop on the other. Then you be shaking your head, Kevin. Alright, let's do this shot.
Think of all the children.
Think of our children. Say think of our children. There we go.
Coming right after that is freak. Hold on, what was I gonna say? The coming right after that was
Fuck! Take me to church!
Wait, do more.
Now let's cut to Weatherman Jeff.
My name is Jeff.